to the big house, Michigan Stadium. This is anything but a run-of-the-mill early season matchup, a clash of top 10 teams as these two will get their oil checked early. It's the Oklahoma Sooners and the Michigan Wolverines. Alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I am Reese Davis. Holly Rose down on the sidelines. We say hello to Holly.
Each and every season, this is one of my favorite games because these are the blue bloods of college football. Two of the winningest programs in the history of the sport. Oklahoma got the win last year against Michigan, and now with Kyle Whittingham under the helm, let's see how Oklahoma at Michigan kicks off here today in the big house. Guys, back to you.
Holly, thank you. Can't wait to see how this one unfolds. The Wolverines ready to put toe to leather, and here we go. Well, that'll give them good field position as he kicks it out of bounds. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Swings it out to his running back. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down. The Sooners in the hurry up. He'll pull it down and run. Couldn't ask for much more there. A first down, and they're down to the 42. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
This is why everybody grows up and wants to be an offensive coordinator and not a defensive coordinator, because he can do that. He drops back. He's supposed to pass, but you know what? I'll just scramble around, and I'll just go get plenty of yards and pick them up and put them down, and I'm faster than most of your other guys, too, so good luck stopping me.
And that's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
This crowd trying to make life miserable for this offense. A run for the quarterback. Pulled down for the tackle.
The defense really gets it. They understand what's going on. The quarterback is a threat to run the football. I have to understand that. It changes the way I play defense. Am I going to have more speed on the field? Whatever I do, I got to make sure I do what they did right there. Focus in on the QB, lock in, and make sure he doesn't beat me.
Back to throw, it's Mateer. And the big deflection on third down forces a fourth down.
That's some pretty sticky coverage right there, man. You play that man-to-man coverage and you have those out-breaking routes. I tell you what, you got to kind of be careful as a QB how much you want to.
Field goal unit's not coming out here, guys. I think they're going to go ahead and go for it on fourth and long. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Drilled as he throws, and they stop him on fourth down with the heat.
Coaches talk about it all the time. We're going to be aggressive. Well, they were aggressive on that first drive. They go for it on fourth down. No dice. Now you put your defense on the field. I like the aggressiveness, but now you got to deal with some of the consequences.
Underwood makes the catch. It's Marsh. And the defense had that one well covered. Just a short gain there.
Well, they're working the slot receiver on a drag route here. He's just kind of fighting his way through the traffic. He's able to come out the other side and present a nice target for the quarterback.
Behind the chains now on second and long. Making side adjustments here. Wants to fire on second down. Snagged out of the air. He's close to the first down, but they're going to mark him just a little short. And the Wolverines lining up, just needing a few tough inches on third down. They'll try to get it through the air. He's got the back in the middle. They convert on third down as he gets it to the 46-yard line. Third and short, and I guess the only thing they really took out of play in the shotgun was the quarterback sneak.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I like to do, Reese. I mean, third and inches, I want to run the quarterback sneak, run the football, but this team fully comfortable throwing the football, and you see why. Easy pitch, easy catch, first down.
The Wolverines come to the line with a new set of downs. Throwing, Underwood. Zings it complete to the... It's a fumble on the play. Defense falls on the ball. Going to be a turnover.
Great job by the defense here, forcing the fumble on the wide receiver. Look, understand the ball came out quick. I got to break, get Hats to the football, secure the tackle, try to get that football out. Nice turnover, nice hustle by this defense.
The Sooners will get things going on offense as they head onto the field. They've got it back after that last drive stalled out. Turning it on! Taken out of bounds after a good pickup there. They're in striking distance at the 37. And the Sooners will hustle to the line.
Well, the defense just had to chase that guy down, make a tackle after a long run, and
hits the afterburners. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Sooners!
this is like having an extra running back in your backfield. This quarterback is magic. When he decides to keep the football, he can make people look absolutely silly. He shows you on that play.
Getting set for the extra point after putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. Only took 2 plays to find the end zone on that drive, and gashing them on the touchdown run finished it off. Coming out with it, it's Stewart. They'll corral him and get him down at the 17-yard line on the return. The Michigan offense heads out to get this drive started. That last fumble proved to be costly as they cashed it in for a touchdown.
Yeah, and so this defense now is juiced. They're excited and ready to go. So this offense, David, they've got to get something going.
Yeah, those turnovers can be contagious, man. They get you excited, and then when your offense takes it down the field and does something with it, this offense better be ready to play against a motivated defense.
I love when quarterbacks do that. When you go back to the guy that made a mistake earlier in the game. Earlier we saw that receiver fumble. Right away the quarterback throws him the football. Don't worry about it. I got you. We need you to win this game. And that's going to help this receiver's confidence and his mojo moving forward. Really good job there by the QB.
It's amazing how play by a defensive end in the backfield can really swing the momentum not only of a series but of a game sometimes.
All you're trying to do is create negative plays, to get them behind the sticks a little bit, to get those sacks, to get those tackles for losses. You see so much stunting in college football up front with the defensive line because you know once you get one of those plays, you got the offense right where you want it.
Here's Underwood to throw. He's going for it all. Oh, makes a diving snag along the right sideline. Barely time to catch our breath after that one, and they've got it 1st and 10, threatening just outside the red zone.
And that has got to be a coverage bust on defense. There is no way the receiver should have been allowed to be that open deep down the field. Somebody on defense blew their assignment.
They're working that left side. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. Short pickup of 4 on 1st down, dealing with a 2nd and 6. To the air, it's Underwood. Caught. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion.
Man, this guy's closing in quickly on 100 yards receiving. We're not even out of the first quarter yet. We knew he was going to be a big part of the game plan and the strategy, but every time they've looked his way, he has been making a big play, and that's something the defense, they have to be aware of moving forward.
Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. The offense changing the play. At the end of the period, Oklahoma has the lead. One period in the books, and let's take a look at the stats. They are lined up and ready to go and get things started here in the second. So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. They'll wrestle him down at the 4-yard line after that run.
I don't know, man. If I'm on defense here and I'm watching the way my D-line's getting manhandled, I might have to put more guys in the box. I might have to sacrifice a safety and try to get more hats close to the line of scrimmage to slow this running back down, because the RPO game's been a problem.
Operating in the red zone here on second down. Keep it on the ground. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Wolverines!
And the offense punches it in again, and we call his name again. That's 2 touchdowns now in 2 games with still more to be played. I tell you what, I think this guy's name will be called a lot more throughout the season. He's that kind of good.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Here come the Sooners ready to go on offense. Took the last drive in for a touchdown. They'll try to do it again on this one. Dropping back, it's Mateer. Oh, they're after him.
And, man, this defense, they look a little bit frustrated. Like, he's done this time and time again here in the first half, and it's still early in this football game, but they got to find an answer for his legs. Like, he's chewing up too many yards, making too many big plays. Got to find a way to make him one-dimensional and make some bad things happen when he tries to take off and run the football.
The Sooners have a lot of options on 2nd and inches. Looks as if he's going to run it. Maybe some room here. And they'll move the chains and get it to the 47-yard line. The Sooners want to pick up the tempo. They want to run this quarterback. And they're able to shove him to the turf as they stop him for a short gain.
Well, they try to go quarterback design run on that play, but the defense just not buying it. Nice job, everybody playing downhill and making a tackle close to the line of scrimmage.
So now it's 2nd and long. A designed run for the quarterback. And they'll bring him to the ground after a short gain.
You know, I really like this QB running the football because I know he's got a lot of speed, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. So he's not going to be able to break a lot of tackles. So you really got to do a good job of trying to scheme ways to get him out in more space.
Big noise, big house, trying to rile up this Michigan defense on 3rd down. To the air, it's Mateer. Got it. Still running at the 40. Lots of room to run. Touchdown, Oklahoma! He got loose, and it was lights out after that.
And And that is just outstanding execution on that pass play. Great route by the receiver, good timing on the throw by the QB. Receiver catches it in stride, turns on the jets, and is gone.
And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. Leaves it with the back. Good, solid run on that one as he gets it up to the 33-yard line.
And I like the thought process on offense here early in this game. They're giving their bell cow the ball early and often. There are a lot of coaches that outthink themselves, and they think, you know, we're going to throw the ball to set up the run instead because everybody on defense knows our guy is the focal point. But this offense is just keeping it simple. Let's just give our best player the football early in this game, and let's just get him into a rhythm.
A little too much on that one, just out of his reach.
Man, the quarterback threw that ball hard, too. And I know sometimes when you're throwing an in-breaking route, you want to get it to your receiver quickly. But when you try to strain and throw it harder, oftentimes your accuracy is what suffers. And you saw it there on the incompletion.
Now a timeout called by the Sooners. That's their first. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half. It'll be 3rd and short from their own 33. Here's Bryce Underwood to throw. Makes the grab. And on that 3rd and short, I don't think he was unhappy to see that zone.
Nope, it was a great job by the offense. Hey, see where the holes in the zone are? Sit down. You only need a little bit of yards on this 3rd down. Get the conversion, move the sticks.
Whistle blows, and this is the 2-minute timeout, and these guys have a chance to take the lead before halftime. And the Wolverines will snap it on 1st and 10. Wants to adjust the pattern. Dropping back, it's Underwood. Got a man, it's Hansen. And he's able to bounce off one tackle for a solid pickup.
You know, athletic tight ends today are such a premium in college football. Not only can these guys block, but you see this tight end and his ability in the open field, the wiggle that he has to make people miss. Don't see that too often.
Makes the stop at the 49, give him 5 yards on the play and a 1st down.
And on 2nd down, a lot of times, I don't know why, you just, as a defense, you go pass. You think passing situations, passing downs. Really good job by the offense, committing to the run game, not abandoning it, not getting yourself in a 3rd down situation where you had to throw the football.
Picked up maybe 3 on the play at 2nd and 7.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle them, wear them out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20-yard gains just because of the body blow effect.
Underwood fires to the wideout. With the catch, it's Johnson. They've got the 1st down, mark it at the 26 in the waning seconds of the half.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
The Wolverines, after moving the sticks through the air, come to the line. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Back to pass, it's Underwood. Fires quickly. Really short gain on that one, defense all over it.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. The coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. That's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
Picked up 5 on that last pass play. Now it's 2nd and 5. Throwing, Underwood. Unleashes one deep. Oh, he makes the play. It's intercepted. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
QB's got to pick and choose their spots when they want to be really aggressive and try to fit balls in tight windows. Great job by the DB making a big play, getting the ball back to its offense.
This late in the half, here's the question. How aggressive will the play calling be? They're going to throw it to start the drive. Bringing the heat. Trying to get rid of it. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to avoid the loss.
Man, I don't know if you want that guy outside the pocket very often because he's so fast and he can do some damage, but they did a nice job containing him. Once he left the pocket, they were ready for it, came to him, he tried to throw the football. Nice hit on the quarterback as he's throwing to force a bad pass.
Back to pass, it's Mateer. Grabbed in the middle, it's Sategna. Get it down to the 28-yard line. It is a first down, and they have to show some urgency here. Timeout, Oklahoma. That's their second. And they'll still have one in their pocket for what's left in this first half. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Wants to go right back downfield. The sweet feet buy a little time. And not much going on downfield. You just get rid of it and live to play another down.
Know the situation, know the game of football, right? When I start to get outside the pocket, I don't see anything there. I can throw the ball away. I don't have to take a sack, get a lost yardage play. I can just throw the ball out of bounds as long as it passes the line of scrimmage. We go on to the next down. No harm, no foul.
These little gains can start to add up as he gets it up to the 34. We've played 2 quarters here and reached halftime, and we will now check in with Kevin Connors in the studio.
Fellas, welcome into our EA Sports Studios here in Orlando, the Week 2 edition of our College Football Update Show. We start with Oregon, taking on the number 23 team, the Clemson Tigers. And it's the Ducks, looking to make it 3 straight to start the new year. They're already on top in the first half. Here now, some other games you may have interest in, and social media has some sharp opinions about the state of things right now.
Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. Those 2 first-half turnovers really damaging, and the primary reason they find themselves trailing to start the 3rd quarter.
And this is an offense that prides themselves on taking care of the football and then having explosive plays. You know they're playing angry right now. They're mad. They know they're the reason why they're down in this game, so I expect them to come out here, lighten it up here for the first drive of the second half.
Yeah, and this defense playing fast, playing physical, forcing things into action, forcing those turnovers. They've played really well in this first half.
So frustrating for an offense to just give away yards with false start penalties. Here's Underwood to throw. Just a short pass to the tight end. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first.
That's a great example of the defense there tackling the catch. As soon as the big fella caught the ball, down he went, not picking up the first.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Defense trying to keep this offense from getting a line on who to block. Quarterback making checks. To throw, it's Underwood. Makes the catch. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. And the Wolverines moving quickly to the line. Sends it back in motion. Bryce Underwood from the gun on 3rd down. Grabbed over the middle. It's Marsh. 3rd down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most?
Yeah, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmies and the Joes. And when my guy's better than you and I get you matched up out wide and I know I trust you, I'm finding you.
Again, it's Underwood. Looking for a big play. Oh, it's picked off. That's not the start they hoped for. Trying to take it back. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this field position.
And another mistake from this quarterback. That's back-to-back drives now that have resulted in interceptions. He's got to find a way to find something different, get in a better rhythm, start seeing the field better, Palmer, because he's not in a flow right now.
No, David, it looks like he's forcing the football a little bit, maybe trying to make up for that interception he threw on the last drive. But that last play, there was no way that football...
There he goes! He get it down to the 35 before he stopped. 10-yard pickup on the play, and it's a first down. They'll give it to him again. Got enough for the first. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is.
Good job by the QB there, using his cadence, using his clapping, trying to get this defense offside.
They'll try to take advantage of that offsides call. It's 1st and 5. From the gun, the running back looking for room. Got a little grass. He'll be down at the 4-yard line after that terrific run. And the Sooners trying to pay off the threat on 1st and goal. He'll try to get it in with the run. And he surges across the line. Touchdown, Oklahoma!
And you got to love seeing that if you're the head coach of this team, right? You always want to see your team start fast early in games and then also start fast at the beginning of the third quarter. You had a big lead. You take the ball right away here in the second half. You drive it down the field, and you score. This offense has been dialed in right from the get-go. It's been very impressive to watch.
He'll bring it out. It's Stewart. He took the risk bringing it out of the end zone, and he'll go out of bounds at the 20. The Wolverines offense heads out, ready to go on the attack. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game. So, Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
Still at their own 20 after that last incompletion. It's 2nd and 10. Quarterback run is part of their game plan. Makes it past the marker. Oh, he's got some space. What a play to get it inside the red zone, and they are set up at the 17. The Wolverines want to crank their tempo. Now a timeout called by the Sooners. That's their first. And that will leave them with just 2 timeouts to use the rest of the way. From the 17-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Quarterback making adjustments. Here's Bryce Underwood to throw. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on 1st down.
And if this offense is going to get back in the football game, those are the plays they have to make. Like, they have to make contested catches. They got to find a way to get some points, to create some explosive plays. Those 50-50 balls, when you get your hand on it, man, they got to start making those plays.
Scanning the field, it's Underwood. This time he's got it. Good throw and catch. Takes it down to the 5 as the offense tries to cash in.
This offense can get a lot of yards, and it doesn't take a lot of plays. You've seen that here. They have speed, speed, and speed. It kills you. And if guys get a little bit of space, they just gobble up yards. They've had the defense completely on their heels, and now they're all the way backed up against their own goal line.
1st and goal, and a touchdown here really gives them momentum. Underwood. He wants it all. Touchdown, Wolverines. The sure hands in the end zone, and he has 6.
Nice throw, nice catch, and I think we're going to see and hear a lot of that guy to that guy. A touchdown catch in game 1, now a touchdown catch in game 2. They're going to continue to find that playmaker throughout this season.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Quarterback will keep it. And they'll stop him after a minimal pickup.
As a defensive guy now, you're always zoomed in on the quarterback. I mean, these guys, whether they're throwing the football or running it, at least they have the football in their hands every time. You know where they're going to be. You focus in. The defense locked and loaded, understand what they were trying to accomplish, doing a good job getting to the quarterback, and then make those physical hits count. Finish those tackles with aggressive hits. Make that quarterback feel you for a whole length of a game.
Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. Looking to throw, it's Batier. The safe call on the wide receiver screen. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage.
He was not fooled on that one. You know, a lot of times you want to buy space, and you throw this route really when it's off coverage. But you can tell the cornerback was up, ready to come, pounce on that screen, and get the tackle for a loss.
Big noise in the big house for this huge 3rd down play. Using his feet. All down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the 1st down. We reached the quarter break with Oklahoma on top. They've built a cushion. They've got a nice lead. Now the task is finish the deal as you take a look at the 3rd quarter stats. Here comes the 4th. Time to see who steps up, who makes the winning plays to take home that W. They go back to work with the 1st down in the final period of this one. They'll run it from the gun. Nowhere to go on that one. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
And when you're down later in the football game, you got to start taking some chances. And that was a beautiful run blitz. Great job playing the probability, understanding it might be a run to run some clock. And they guess right, and they make a big play for this defense.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. They weren't able to get that one off. It'll be a delay of game. The offense couldn't get the snap off in time, and it'll cost them. Just a really bad mental error. 2nd and 15 after the delay of game. Looking for a man. It's Batier. Here's the pressure. And he's left with no option but to throw it away.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football game.
Big 3rd down as the crowd gets behind this defense. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. Flips it out in the flat. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
That's perfectly fine. If I'm a defense, I'm going to give up some yards right there. Play deep, react to shallow. The running back catches the football. I come up. He gets a positive gain, but it doesn't matter because now I won 3rd down and forced him on 4th down.
The Sooners will send out the punt unit. Gets it away, solid distance, but more importantly, trying to keep it away from that return man. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. They're in a precarious spot here, that lofty perch in the rankings, hanging in the balance unless they can do something to save themselves here. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. They've got a first down here. What a start it's been to this season. We've got a great game here. Close ball game, fourth quarter. Couldn't ask for anything more. Throwing, Underwood. Finds his tight end. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
And how about the defense? How big was that stop? Forcing the punt, getting it back to the offense, and all of a sudden, you feel the momentum now on their side.
Second down coming up. Timeout, Oklahoma. That's their second. They've got one timeout left now. They'll have to choose wisely as to when to use it. Here comes the offense on second down. He wants to change this route. Wants to throw. It's Underwood. The short hands. It's Hansen. Across the 40 out of bounds and the 41, and a big pickup has this offense on the move.
Come on, defense. What are we doing? I mean, you can't miss this guy. He's like literally the biggest dude on the field. That time completely wide open. That's way too easy for the offense. He caught the football. There was nobody even near him. Someone on defense has to locate this guy.
And he is finding wide open defenders all over the field. His third interception of the day. The Sooners call timeout, and that's their last one. And they'll have to navigate the rest of this game without being able to stop the clock. They'll move the wide receiver. Out of the chute, quick toss to the right. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. What will they dial up on second and a long way to go? On the move. Makes a stop in the backfield. He'll lose 4.
Well, this quarterback has had a lot of success burning this defense with his legs. That time, though, there was nowhere to go. Give the defense credit. They won their one-on-ones up front. Tremendous speed getting to him and bringing him down for a TFL.
Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on third down. The clock winds down to the 2-minute timeout, and this offense will try to drain away the time and secure the victory. What a big play this one could be. Tight game, getting late, third and long coming up. Looking to throw, it's Mateer. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. They make the stop just across the 30 at the 31. It's fourth down.
Really good job by the defense, understanding third down, the situation of the game. I play a little bit deeper, take away the sticks, react to shorter. I got to go get him on the ground now. Nice job making the tackle, but playing the down and distance first, and now forcing a fourth down.
The Sooners send out the punt unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Oh, look at this thing. They may need a flight attendant on that one. And the ball hits at the 3 and gets into the end zone. It'll be a touchback. In front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. He might want another play. Oh, that was less than choreographed. Everybody going on their own snap count there. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Concentration is key. Have to know the snap count. The false start backs him up. It's 1st and 15. Here's Underwood to throw. Pressure coming. Complete in the middle. And he gets it up to the 36. It'll be a 1st down. Everybody has to be set. They have to get it off.
Yeah, and this offense knows what it's like. This is the 2-minute drill. We got to keep the pedal to the floor. Nice job getting the 1st down.
You need points to win this game, but it's a good sign that your offensive line is firing off the ball here late and getting some push. That was a really good-looking run late in this one.
Looking downfield, it's Underwood. It's complete to the left. And he scoots out of bounds, picks up the 1st down, gets the clock stopped, and now they're in business in plus territory.
And I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows, he can run slants, he can run the option routes and find soft spots in the defense. This guy really has all the routes in his toolbox.
Here's Bryce Underwood to throw. It's complete to the right.
And this offense, they got another positive game, but I think they're going to have to start pushing the ball down the field a little bit. Got to make some plays. That clock is not your friend. You got to speed up, maybe work the middle of the field a little bit, but make sure we get 1st downs, and the rest of the time work the sidelines.
The offense will use a timeout. Clock is stopped with 22 seconds left.
And you just got to know the situation of the game, obviously. After that incompletion now setting up 3rd down, you still got timeouts. You can attack the middle of the field. It's all out there for you. There's no need to panic. Because of those timeouts, you still have an eternity to get back in this game.
Underwood in the gun on 3rd down. It's complete. Now they're really starting to threaten as they pick up the 1st down at the 34-yard line. Timeout is called by the offense. 16 seconds left in the game.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on 3rd down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
Underwood. Complete to the right. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a 1st down.
And they've trusted him to throw the football all game. And I expect nothing to change whatsoever. They're going to put it on his back, or his arm, I guess you could say, and let him throw this team to victory. It's a close game, tight game. I'm rolling with my best player.
Timeout is called, and the clock is down to 8. In search of that tying touchdown. They've moved the chains a couple of times. It's 1st and 10 again. Might be calling a hot route. Bryce Underwood to the air again. Lets it fly deep downfield. Can't make the grab as he was going for 6 right there.
As a defense, the important thing to understand about this situation is I know where they got to get to. They got to get to the end zone. I can drop back, play everything a little bit deeper, make them throw that ball underneath, come rally and tackle. So I got them in a very predictable situation.
So here they come. One last chance, and they've got to have a touchdown. Throwing, Underwood, into the end zone. It's incomplete, and the last chance is just out of reach, and that's going to do it.